Hello, welcome to the channel. I am your instructor, Senior Hannington, and today we are diving into a comprehensive real-world scenario that brings the world of accounting to life. This tutorial is specifically designed for students and really anyone studying financial accounting who needs to connect the dots between Tally software and the core financial statements. We are starting with a balance sheet in hand, meaning we already have our tangible non-current assets. We have the intangible assets. We have inventory. We have the debtors, creditors. We have the initial cash and the bank. We have capital and reserves, non-current liabilities, and current liabilities balance. Well, then systematically, we are going to record a series of daily business transactions. We have some business transactions that we are going to record. We have purchases and sales, both cash and credit. We have payments and receipts. And then we also have some contra entries. So by the end of this session, you will not only know how to enter these transactions in Tally, but more importantly, why each entry affects the final trial balance, and subsequently updated the balance sheet. So grab your notebook, open up Tally, and let's get started on mastering the full accounting cycle. So this is your question. This is Libya Oil Uganda Limited, 14/28th Street, Industrial Area, Kampala, Uganda. PO Box that is a company which deals in petroleum products. The products attract a VAT of 18%. The company's financial year ends 31st December of every year. Following the increase in the volume of business, the company decided to computerize its accounting systems with effect from 1st January 2021 using Tally accounting software. So this is the extract of its final accounts for the year ended 31st December 2020. This is what you have as the statement of assets, liabilities, and equity. Then you have some additional information there. What are the requirements? Assume stroke do the following to capture the above information using Tally. Create the company in your names and registration number as the address. All transactions are VAT exclusive and VAT rate is 18%. Units of currency, UGX, Ugandan shillings. Use the same as the username stroke name of administrator and your surname as the password. Note, remember to place your Tally folder in your folder, the desktop, to save your work in your folder, the desktop. Okay. So we need to create the company first. We need to first create our company in Tally. That is the very first thing you have to do. You have to create a company. You have to simply give the basic information about the company, whose books of accounts that is maintained for you. Yep. So the initial screen would appear like this. The initial screen would appear like that, as you can see. So we are going to create a company first. So create a company creation. What's the name? Let me use the name of this very company, but of course you have to stick to the instructions given in the question. But I will use Libya Oil Uganda Limited as the name of the company. But before the name, there is directory up there. You have directory. So under directory, this is now where you will find your work. This is where our work is going to be saved. So our work, we can find it on the local disk in the Tally folder. But in that Tally folder, you will find another folder, data. So let me give, let me put another name. Let me call it senior. So meaning that my work, I'll find it in the local district under the folder of tally. But in that folder of tally, the folder will be having the name senior. So that is where our work is going to be. In that folder, senior, in the tally folder, local district. So we enter, we can put the name of the company, Oil Libya. It's Libya Oil Limited. Libya Oil. Libya Oil Uganda Limited. That's the name of the company. Let me use that very name. Enter the address. The address was given as 8th Street Industrial Area, Kampala. Let me put 8th Street. 8th Street. 8th Street. Industrial Area, Kampala, Uganda. Yeah, that's my address. Okay. Those stick to the requirements of the question. I've just used the name of the company and the address, but the question requires you to use your name as the company name. You use your names, you pay the company your names, and then your number as the address. Okay. But me, I've used the real information about this company, but in exam stick to the question requirements always. Statutory compliance 4. On your right, you will see list of countries. We are going to select none. Email, you can skip the email because it's not given. Currency symbol, we put UPX. Maintain accounts with inventory. We are going to maintain accounts with inventory in this case. Then enter. Now, financial year from which date? Following the increase in the volume of business, the company decided to computerize its accounting systems with effect from 1st January 2021 using Tally accounting software. The following is an extract of its final accounts for the 31st December 2020. So meaning that the company decided to computerize its account system with effect from 1st January 2021. So this is our date. That's our date. So financial year from 1st January 2021 January, oh, there is a mistake, the spelling. January 2021. So that is the financial year from. Password, in the question you've been told to use same as your username, stroke name of administrator, and your surname as the password. Your surname as the password. Okay, let me put senior as my password. Caps on senior. You see, senior. Enter. Then you'll be required to repeat the same password. Use control security. No. Then from there, of course, we move to the base currency. Base currency information. Move to the base currency info. Base currency information. Base currency info. Base currency information. I've entered the date. So security, use security control. No. Base currency, that is UGX. Formal name, Ugandan shillings. Uganda shilling. That currency symbol, its formal name is Ugandan shilling. Number of decimal places, let's use 0. Is the symbol suffixed to amounts? No. Show amounts in millions. Show amounts in millions, you can say yes. Put space between amount and symbol. No. Decimal places for printing amounts in words. You can put 0. Decimal places for printing amounts in words. Okay, so you have entered your base currency information. So enter, then accept yes. Tally vote password, put the other password. Me, I used senior. So the company is now being created. Tally is creating our company. So we are going to see what to do now. Create, assume or do the following to capture the above information using Tally. So we are going to capture, or we are going to enter all this information in our company that is created. So now we look at the gateway of Tally on your screen. Gateway of Tally screen is separated into 4 sections, as you can see. Separated into four sections. You have the masters, you have the transactions, you have import, and then you also have reports. So you have to know when to use the masters, when do you use the transactions, when do you use import and reports as well. So we are going to enter these accounts that have been given the balance sheet. We are going to enter them one by. We are going to enter them one by one. We are going to enter them one by one. So when you look at the balance sheet that was given, you have tangible non-current assets, you have land, then you have property, plant, and equipment. There is a note. So let's start with these accounts. So you will move to masters and accounts information. We are going to create ledgers. So single ledger, single ledger. Our first ledger account is land. So you create an account for land. Land falls under the group of fixed assets. So land is a fixed asset. So we select fixed assets. Inventory values, are they affected by the values of land? No. Then you enter your opening balance. The opening balance for land is how much? Is 9,258,000. 9,258,000. Enter, that is the value of land. And land, being that is an asset, it has a normal debit balance brought down. Then enter, accept. The next assets we have, that is property, plant, and equipment, but there is a note on property, plant, and equipment. There is a note on property, plant, and equipment. Note 1, tangible non-current assets consist of furniture and the fittings, then machinery. So this is the breakdown of the property, plant, and equipment given in the other balance sheet. You have the cost as well as the net book, values and accumulated depreciation. So you're going to create the account for cost for each of these assets. Then you also create an account for the accumulated depreciation for the machinery as well as furniture and the fittings. So let's start with the furniture and fittings. Furniture and the fittings. Cost. I'll first capture the cost. These are fixed assets. Inventory values are not affected. What is the cost of the furniture? The cost is 21,120,000. 21,120,000. Enter. It's a debit balance. Then enter. Accept. Then you also create one for machinery. Machinery cost. Fixed assets. What's the cost of this machinery? That is 39,794,000. 39,794,000. It's a debit. Enter. Accept. Now you're going to create depreciation ledger account. So you'll say, okay, machinery. I don't want to use caps. Machinery accumulated depreciation. Machinery accumulated depreciation. Yes, it's a fixed asset. What's the opening balance for the accumulated depreciation machinery? Is 11,324,000. 11,324,000. Now, when it comes to accumulated depreciation, it has a normal credit balance. So this balance should be credit, not debit. It should be CR. Accept. Then furniture. Furniture and fittings. This is accumulated depreciation. Fixed assets, opening balance C. How much is the opening balance? Machinery, sorry, furniture. This is 7 millions. Depreciation, furniture and fittings, 7 millions. Credit balance. Accept. So furniture, machinery, those ones we have entered them. So you can go back. That was the PPE. We have entered that. Then next you have intangible non-current assets. You have goodwill and then the trademarks. So create ledger accounts for these. Goodwill. Fixed assets. Inventory values are not affected. How much is the opening balance for goodwill? Now, goodwill is not a goodwill. We are going to. Goodwill falls under investments, not fixed assets. It falls under investments because this goodwill normally arises if the company has acquired another company. Normally, this is purchased goodwill, which arises on business combinations. So it's investments, not fixed assets. We use investments. How much is the opening balance for this goodwill? That is 360,000. 360,000. It's a debit, being that they are assets. It's a debit. Then next is trademarks. Trademarks, still these are investments. Trademarks, you use investments. Opening balance is how much? 2,440,000. 2,440,000. It's a debit. These are assets. Accept. Then move to the current assets. Under current assets, we have inventory. Note 2. I think it's supposed to be note 2. Then it's supposed to be note 1 for the PPE. There was an error, I think. So let's go to note 2 where we have inventories. Note 2. So that inventory figure consists of all these. It's made up of, these are the items that make that inventory figure. The company has premium, super, hydraulic, brake fluid, and then coolant. So you have units of measurement. You have the formal name, the quantity, unit cost, as well as the selling what? As well as the selling prices. So you're going to enter these one by one. One thing you need to know about Tally is that all the work will be saved automatically as long as you've created your company. All the work that you're going to do will be saved automatically. So I'm going to now move to stock items. Want to enter these items in Tally. So now this is a window for ledger creation. You press the escape button, then you go back to the gateway of Tally here. Then click on inventory information, stock items. But before the stock items, you see in the question you have units of measure. We are going to first create the units of measure. We are going to first create the units of measure because the stock items you have to associate them with the units of measure. So let's first create the units of measure. Units of measure. This particular question, unit there is LTR as well as kgs. LTR is liter, then kgs is kilograms. So enter them, the units of measurement. So we have LTR. This is liter. Number of decimal places, 0, accept. Then kgs. This is kilogram. Accept. So there are only 2 units of measure. Escape. Escape. Go back to stock items. Stock groups, we don't have stock groups, so we are not going to use stock groups. Stock items, single create. Single create. So we are going to create these stock. We are going to enter these stock items: premium, super, hydraulic, brake fluid, and then coolant, one by one. One by one. So premium super first. Premium super. There is no any group, so under we are going to use primary units. This is liters. Now, when trying to look at this information, you'll see that on the inventory note, you're given the unit cost as well as the selling price. You're given the unit cost as well as the selling price. And what does this mean? It means that we have to allow standard rate for our stock items. We have to set standard rates for our stock items. That option is not here, so we have to configure. Allow standard rates for stock items. This should be a yes. Yes. So set standard rates. Yes. So now we can add the standard cost values. What's the standard cost for premium super? That is the 48,000, the unit cost. Selling price is 75. This is premium super. The standard cost is 48,000 per liter. Selling price is 75,000. That is per liter. Rate of duty, we have been told in the question that all transactions are VAT exclusive and the VAT rate is 18%. So you have to include the VAT, you have to consider VAT. Rate of duty, that's 18%. Then the quantity for premium super is 40. Cost of 48. Inventories are measured at the lower of cost and the net realizable value. So 48,075, 48,000 is lower, so that will be the cost, the rate per liter. Oh, first wait. The liters the quantity liters is 40. Quantity liters is 40. And then the rate is 48,000. So this gives us a value of 1,920,000. Enter, accept. Next item is hydraulic. Hydraulic. Units, these are liters. Set standard rates, yes. What's the cost for hydraulic? That is 19,000. And what's the selling price for hydraulic? That is 25K. That's 25,000. Then liter, rate of duty, that's 18. Quantity is 40. The rate is 19,000. 760. We save, accept. Next item. Item is what? Next item is brake fluid. Brake fluid and primary brake fluid, that's liters still. Set standard rates, yes. The standard cost for brake fluid, that's the unit cost, is 10,000 per liter. The selling price for brake fluid is 13,000. I'm getting this from the question. Standard rate of duty, that's 18. Quantity is what for brake fluid? Quantity is 40. Quantity is 40. What is the rate? The unit cost is 10,000. That's 400,000 value. Then lastly, we have the coolant. Coolant, this is measured in kilograms according to the information we have. Coolant is measured in kilograms. The unit of measure for coolant is kilograms. Set standard rates, yes. What's the rate for coolant? Unit cost? That is 5,000. Standard selling price? Coolant, the standard selling price is how much? It's 10,000. 10,000. That's the rate per kilogram. Rate of duty, that's 18%. Quantity, that is 152. 152. 152. Unit cost for coolant is 5, as I've told you. Accept. What are the stock items? You've entered all the four. So escape until when you reach the gateway of tally. So go back to your balance sheet. Inventory, we have entered that. Now we have to enter the accounts receivable, the data as there is not 3. Not 3. We have 5 datas. We have to create accounts for all these datas one by one. Kampala University, Bukubuku Hardware, Tinda, Import and Export, Manyindo Enterprises, then Gulu University. The addresses have been given and then the balances. Let's create this very fast. So to accounts info, ledgers, single create. So Kampala University, Kampala University And these are sundry debtors. Maintain balances bill by bill. No. The addresses are given. Please enter the address. Kampala University, the address is box 1. Gaba. Opening balance is how much? Opening balance is 511. 511,000. Debit, these are assets. Next customer is Buku Buku. Buku Buku Hardware. Buku Buku Hardware Center Limited. Address for Buku Buku is box 52 Masaka. Box 52 Masaka. Box 52 Masaka. Box 52 Masaka. What's the opening balance? The opening balance is 891,000. 891,000. Then in Tinda Import and Export Inc. Tinda Import and Export Inc. Sundry data, no address is box 44. Box 44 Kampala. Box 44 Kampala. Opening balance is how much? Tinda Import 586,000. 586,000 debit. Next you have Manyindo Enterprises Iganga. Manyindo Enterprises. The box number is box 241 Iganga. The opening balance is how much for Manyindo? 542,000. 542,000. So debit balance. Then lastly we have Gulu University. Box 7062 Gulu. 846,000. Gulu University. Box number, the address is box 7632 Gulu. Opening balance 846,000. 846,000. Debit balance. So those are your datas. You've entered them. You've created an account for each and every data. So what we have to do is now to go back to our balance sheet. We see the next key item. Next item is insurance prepaid, which is a current asset. Insurance prepaid. Current asset. Insurance is 900,000. Debit balance. From insurance, you have bank and cash balances, but there is note 4. Bank and cash balances, there is note 4. So move to note 4. Move to note 4. bank and cash balance. We have three different bank accounts. Yeah, we have Exim Bank, we have NC Bank, and then the Equity Bank. You're going to create all accounts for this bank, create ledger accounts for this bank account. Exim Bank. Now the group for these Exim Bank, those are bank accounts. So they fall under bank accounts. Effective date for reconciliation 1st January 2021. Account number. Do you have the account numbers? They have been given to you. So look at those account numbers. You're going to enter them as you're creating these bank accounts, and then the addresses. Account number for Exim is 498-411. Address is Chileka branch. Chileka branch. Enter. How much is the opening balance for the Chileka branch? Exim Bank, 1,963,000. 1,963,000. These are debit bar. These bank accounts have debit balances. Their balances are positive, so debit, accept. Next is NC Bank. What's the account number? NC Bank 662314. Account number 662314. 662314. Address is Nakawa branch. Opening balance, that is 440,800. 440,800. Then next is Equity Bank. Account number for Equity, that is 578,755. 578,755. Address, that's Forest Mall. Forest Mall branch. What's the opening balance for the Equity Bank account? That is 136,200. 136,200. Accept. So bank accounts, you've created all the accounts for, you've created all the bank accounts with their opening balances. So go back to the balance sheet. So current assets, inventory, receivables, insurance prepaid, bank and cash balances, all these ones are being entered. Now equity and reserves. You have share capital, retained earnings, then you also have the general. So have the general reserves. Create ledger accounts for all these. Share capital. Share capital. This is the capital account. Share capital. So the capital account under the group. Check capital account. It's there. Revenues are not affected. No address for share capital. How much is the opening balance? Our share capital has opening balance of 37,492. 37,492,000. This is a credit share capital. That's a credit balance. Then next you have retained earnings. But look at the retained earnings. The opening balance is in brackets, so these are losses. These are losses. Being that they are losses, they should be having a credit balance. So retained earnings. Then earnings, you are going to use reserves and surplus. That's the list of group. That's the appropriate list of group. Reserves and balance. Reserves and surplus. Reserves are not affected. How much is the balance? This is 6,966,400. But it will be a debit balance 60,966,400 debit because it's negative. Then next is general reserves. Next is general reserves. Still under reserves and surpluses. Opening balance is how much? 4,096,000. General reserves 4,096,000. Credit. So capital reserves, we have entered that. Move to the non-current liabilities. Long-term lease obligations and then the notes payable. Long-term lease obligation. Now this is loans in bracket liabilities. What you would use. How much is the opening balance? These obligations are how much? 7,382,400. 7,382,400. Credit. These are liabilities. Then next is notes payable. Next is notes payable, still under loans and liabilities. What's the opening balance for this? 19,332,000. 19,332,000. Still credit. Next is what? You move to the current liabilities. Under current liabilities, we have the accounts payable, note 5. Then you also have accrued expenses, note 6. So move to note 5 of the accounts payable. Move to note 5 of the accounts payable, note 5. Note 5. You're going to create an account for all these suppliers: as Petroleum, Contra Uganda Limited, AS Energy Tanzania Limited, then MDG Oils Limited. Their addresses have been given as well as the balances. You are going to enter them very fast. These are sundry creditors. So we have as Petroleum and sundry creditors. No, maintain bills, balances bill by bill, no. Rivers are not affected. Address for us, that is box 554. Okay. How much is the opening balance for this supplier? 756,400. 756,400. Pretty balanced because these are liabilities. Next is total. Total Uganda Limited. Address. What's the address for Kampala? That's box 249 Kampala 363. 149. Kampala. How much the opening balance? 363,000. Credit balance. Next is AS Energy Tanzania Limited. Put the address. Address is given as box 071 55 for 600. Box 070 Mwanza. Opening balance 554 600. Credit. Enter. Accept. Then last you have MDG Oils Limited. Mombasa 080. MDG Oils Limited. Enter address. Box 080 Mwanza. Opening balance is how much? 390,000. 390. Wow. So that's what we have so far. That's what we have so far. That's what we have so far. Then I'll go back to the question. Payables, we have entered them. Next item is accrued expenses, note 6. Accrued expenses, note 6. Accrued expenses, note 6. Stationery, owing, transport, salaries and wages. These expenses we are incurred but not paid for, so create them. Create their ledger account very fast. Create their ledger account. So we have stationery, owing. Now these are current liabilities. The current liabilities. The group is current liability. Each account you have to link it to a group. Okay. So stationery owing, these are current liabilities. Inventory values are not affected. How much is the opening balance? Stationery owing 1,045,000. 1,045,000. Credit sheet. Next is transport. Next is transport. Current liability. How much is the opening balance? Transport 509,000. But it's transport owing, not just transport. It's transport owing. Transport owing. Current liabilities. How much? It's 509. 509,000. 509,000. Then last you have salaries. Salaries and wages owing. Current liabilities. How much are the salaries and wages owing? 350,000. So what next? Now members, the balance sheet, we have entered all these accounts. in the balance sheet with their balances. So now the next task we have is to deal with the additional information. You can check on your balance sheet. You see up here your debits equal to the credits. So I will escape this window for account creation. Then I go back to gateway of tally and look at the balance sheet so far. This is your balance sheet. I'll configure show vertical balance sheet. You want to show the vertical one. You should start with asset stock liabilities. Okay, this is your balance sheet detailed. This is your detailed balance sheet, as you can see. This is our detailed balance. This is our detailed balance sheet. This is our detailed balance. This is our detailed balance sheet. Furniture and fittings, everything is here. In fact, you can look at the total assets. You'll see that your total assets and total equity and liability is 65,304,000, which are the same values which we have here. So that's our balance sheet. That's our balance. That's our balance sheet. We have entered it. Now what next? The next task we have is now to deal with the additional information. The transactions that took place during the month of January. That is the task which we have. So in the month of January 2021, the following transactions took place. All accrued expenses as at 31st December 2020 were paid from the Exim bank account. This is a payment. You are going to pay for all the accrued expenses, and you are using the Exim bank account. So transactions. When it comes to transactions, these are transactions that took place during the month of July. So we are going to use the accounting vouchers. We are going to use the accounting. We are going to use the accounting vouchers to record all those transactions. Of course, we have different accounting vouchers. We look at the right of your window. You'll see we have account buttons. We have inventory buttons. On your right, you'll see the date, that is F2, F3, that's company. Now the accounting vouchers which we have Contra vouchers, we have payment vouchers, that's F5. We have receipt vouchers, that is F6. You have the journal, F7. You have the sales, you have the purchase. Then you also have memos, stock journal, and then VAT payment. So it will depend on the transaction you want to report. You have to be knowing the specific vouchers to use depending on the transaction. So accrued expenses paid from Exim Bank. These are payments. So we are going to use the payment voucher. Payment voucher. But you're going to configure. You have to use accounting vouchers. You should use single entry mode for payment. You should not use single entry mode for payment. You should use a double entry. So this should be no. That should be no. Then that should be no. Then you also have to use credit stroke debit instead of to stroke buy. So this should be a yes. I think those are the settings we need for now. Okay. Now, what are the accrued expenses? The accrued expenses, we have stationery, transport, and salaries and wages. All these are going to be paid. So these are liabilities. We are going to debit the liability accounts. So stationery owing That one should be selected. How much? It's 1,045,000. That account is to be debited. Then we are going to debit transport owing. That was 3. You see the balance is transport owing is 509,000. Then still I want to debit salaries and wages. I'm going to use one payment voucher. Salaries and wages, that is 350,000. We are paying from Exim Bank. Payments were made from Exim Bank. So that is your payment voucher. Narration you can ignore. So that one has been recorded. That payment has been recorded. The following sales were made to Kampala University and then Buku Buku. We need to create a sales account. We need to create a sales account first. So you escape this account creation. Go back to the gateway of Tally, accounts info, ledgers, single create. You're going to create a sales account. Sales account, the list of groups on your right, you have to select the sales account. And inventory value is affected? Yes. Inventory value is affected by the sales. Opening balance? No. Then also create a VAT account still, because we are told that all transactions are VAT exclusive. So VAT now, that is duties and taxes. That's your VAT. That's the group. Inventory value is affected? No. What is the percentage of calculation? It's 18%. We know that. Method of calculation, you use based on item rate. Okay. So we have created the sales and the VAT account. So go back to the accounting vouchers. So which voucher do you use? If sales are made, we are going to use the sales voucher, sales. So party name, they sold to who? They sold to Kampala University. Kampala University. Dispatch details, order details. What are these details? Just enter. Then the sales ledger, that is the sales account. You select the sales account. Name of the item, what are we supplying? We are supplying 30 liters of premium super. Premium super. Okay. Premium super. Quantity, they supplied how many liters? 30 liters of premium super. Enter, the selling price will come. Then you have to put the VAT as well. VAT. Rate is 18% for VAT. So enter. So that is one. Then they also sold to Buku hardware, 50 kilograms of coolant. Party name Buku hardware. Enter. We don't have the dispatch details, we don't have the order details, so just enter. There is a current balance. Of 891,000 on Buku. The sales ledger, that's the sales account. What are we selling? Coolant. How many kgs? 50 kilograms of the coolant. 50 kilograms of coolant. VAT. Don't forget VAT. We have to consider VAT. information you know. So these ones I've finished them up here. Hey, when it comes to Kampala University, 30 liters of premium super, but only 22 were delivered. Only 22 were delivered. Only 22 were delivered. I think when it comes to that sale, there is a mistake. We are supposed to only consider the 22,000 that were delivered. And I've entered that. I've entered the 30. I've entered the 30. So we need to use 34. We have to use that one. We have to use 22 liters, not 30. We have to use 22 liters, not what? Not 30. So we have to do some editing. Need to do some editing. This was we are sold to Kampala University, I think. Kampala University. I want to edit. Want to edit. Want to edit. Let's go to display. My account books. Ledger. Kampala University, where is it? So I'd enter the 30, so I want to edit this. Want to edit this. These are supposed to be 22 liters. They talk about 30 liters of premiums, but only 22 were delivered. To make this to be 22, not 30. Initially, I'd entered 30. Initially, so accept. It's now 30. So it's now 22. It's now 22. Okay, so I will escape, then go back to my next. I don't want to quit. So I'd entered Abokubuka. I think I'd entered the 50 coolants. Let me just check, but I've entered the 50 coolants for Bokubuku. Display. Let me see Bokubuku. Count books. Ledgers Bokubuku. There are 2 sales so far. The 50. Okay, it's there. It's there. It's there. Quit. Okay. So what's the next transaction? Next transaction is the company received amount due from the following. The company received amount from the following. Cobbs Import. Cobbs Import and Export Inc. Now, Cobbs Import and Export Inc. is one of. No, we don't have Cobbs Import, by the way. The company received some money due from the following: Cobbs Import and Export Inc. But we don't have this under the data, so I think we have to create this account. We We have to create an account for COBS Inc. COBS Import and Export Inc. Create an account for this. Accounts info. Ledgers. Single create. This is COBS Import and the export. This is a sundry data. No. Opening balance, no. Account has been created. So accounting vouchers. We are receiving some money from this customer. This amount was due from that import. So we are going to use receipts here. Use receipt. So we have to credit COBS Inc. Because this customer is paying us how much? That's 550,000 according to the information we have. 550,000. This money, they are telling you in the question that it's the company's policy that all receipts are banked on Exim Bank account as soon as they are received. So this money will be debited on the Exim Bank account. Exim Bank account. Ignore, enter, accept. What's the next transaction? The company also made the following payments, all from Exim Bank. They paid Total Uganda 400. This is a payment. So the accounting voucher to use is payment. We are debiting Total. This is the supplier because we are paying. The balance, the current account balance is 353,000. We are paying 200. According to the information we have here in the question, we are paying 200. We are paying from Exim Bank. Accept. Then next is done. Purchased 430 liters of premium from us, petroleum. Up to date, only 330 liters have been received. You're going to create a purchases account first because they are not first step the account for creation. Go back to accounts info, ledgers, single ledger creation, purchases. The group, this is purchases account. Inventory values affected. Okay. So escape the ledger creation. Go back to counting vouchers. We purchased, these are purchases. They are purchasing from who? Purchasing from 430 liters of premium super. From House Petroleum, up to date, only 330 liters have been received. Premium super from House Petroleum. Supplier details. Purchases ledger, that is purchases. This is premium super. That's the name of the item. Premium super. What's the quantity? The quantity is 330 liters have been delivered. 330 liters have been delivered. 330 liters have been delivered. Hey, 330 liters have been delivered. VAT, there is VAT, don't forget. The VAT was exclusive, so 18%. Consider VAT. Narration. That purchase has been entered. Paid electricity from NC Bank. We have to create an electricity account. This is a payment. So escape the accounting voucher creation. Go back to accounts info. Create an electricity account. Ledger. Single ledger creation. Electricity. Electricity. This is an indirect expense. Revenues are not affected. Pending balance, no. So go back to the accounting vouchers. This is a payment for electricity. We are debiting electricity account. How much? 5,300. 5,300. That the payment was made from the NC Bank. NCB Bank. Action, ignore, enter, accept. What else do we have? This one is done. Next is transfer 150, 500 from NC Bank to Exim Bank to cater for general expenses. This is a contra. From what we use contra voucher from one bank account to another. So contra. Money is coming from which bank? Money is coming from NC Bank. NC Bank. You have some balance of 435,500, but you're transferring how much? You're transferring 150, 500, 150, 500. This money is transferred to which account? The money is transferred to Exim. Exim is the current account, the business's current account bank. Current account, Exim. 150, 500, enter. Yes, accept. Next is what? Next is purchased a motor van worth that from on credit from Hayat International Uganda Limited. You have to create Hayat as well as the motor van because you don't have these accounts. You have to first create them. So escape, go back to accounts info, ledgers, single ledger creation, motor van. These are fixed assets. They also create for Hayat International Uganda Limited. This is a sundry creditor because we are getting the motor vehicle but on credit, sundry creditor. Address. So you can now enter, escape the ledger creation window, then go back to the gateway of tally, transactions, accounting vouchers. Now when it comes to this, you're purchasing a motor van 1.5 on credit from Hayat International Uganda Limited. Motor van, what is this? From where? From Hayat Uganda Limited. Motor van. Motor van. Motor van. So this is a purchase. No, we are going to use a journal. It's a journal. The journal good from credit. We use a journal. Motor van purchase from credit. We use a journal. So journal debit motor van. Debit motor van. How much is this motor van? This motor van 2.5. Motor van is 2.5. Then you credit the supplier, that is Hayat International Uganda Limited, 0.5. Accept. Then next transaction is what? Next is a cash sale. I think we create the cash sale account already. So we created a sales account already. This one is done. Cash sales of 20 kilograms of coolant to Nariso Enterprises Limited. Cash, that is a default account that will be created by Tally. Sales account already have it. We have the sales account ready. Yeah, we have the sales account already. So sales account already have it. We are going to use sales here, counting vouchers, sales. The party name, you're going to use cash, being that it's a credit, being that it's a cash sale, you'll use cash. You'll use cash. Let me see if we use a receipt. It's a sale. Party name, you'll use cash. You'll use cash because you're receiving cash. This time not a credit transaction. So it's cash. Cash will be debited. Sales ledger, that will be sales ledger, that will be sales account. What are we selling? Coolant, 20 kilograms of coolant. Coolant. 20 kilograms of coolant. Don't forget that. Okay, enter narration. You know a narration, then enter and accept. So this one has been entered. According to the bank statement from Exim Bank, the following does not appear in the bank current account. The following does not appear in the bank. The following does not appear in the does not appear on the bank current accounts. What do we have to do? We have to put them on our Exim Bank. According to the bank statement from the Exim Bank, the following does not appear on the bank current account. So what you have to do, you have to enter this on the business's bank account. There was interest that was paid, interest on bank deposit. There is bank charges. Then you also have payment of the account of electricity. Interest on bank deposit. This is an income. So we're going to create a interest income. So go back to ledger creations and accounts information. Ledgers, single ledger creation. Interest income, and even say bank deposits. Bank deposits. This income, the company receives this interest income from the deposits they make to the bank. This is an indirect income. No. Accept. Then also create bank charges, because they are talking about bank charges, and we don't have these bank charges anywhere. We have not created that account for bank charges. So bank charges, whenever they're not affected. Yes, electricity, I think we have that. So creating those accounts, escape ledger creation, then go back to accounting vouchers. Now the interest on bank deposits, that is a receipt. We should record that as a receipt. So under your accounting vouchers, you'll use a receipt. We are interest. We are crediting interest income with how much? That is 7,200. Then you credit the Exim Bank. That money did not appear on the Exim Bank statement, so you put it there now. You record it. And enter. Then the bank charges, you credit it. These are payments, by the way. These are payments, bank charges and the electricity payment. So bank charges are to be debited. Bank charges with how much? With for 300. Bank charges for 300. You also debit for me the electricity, because they also paid electricity, but it's missing on the bank statement. So electricity to 500. Electricity, that is to 500. Then you credit Exim Bank, it's 800. Wow. So these ones have also been entered on this on the bank account now. So we are almost there. Reconcile the bank current account. Reconcile the bank current account. Reconcile the bank current account. How do we reconcile? Now, before we even reconcile, I've created all the accounts. I've entered all the information we have. You can look at your balance sheet now and you see our balance sheet is here. You see the totals have changed. Detailed. Our totals have changed. Now you see that our total asset is 82,901. Yet initially, when we try to look at the question, it was assets was 65,304. So as a result of entering the different transactions, now this is our. So we are almost there, and in fact, we are there because we have been told to reconcile. Now I want to show you how to reconcile the bank current account. The bank current account, that is the Exim Bank. That is the Exim Bank. So we are going to reconcile. To reconcile, gateway of tally display. Display menu. Then you click on the trial balance. This is a condensed trial balance. We want the detailed one because we want to move to the bank account. Bank accounts, enter. We want to reconcile the Exim Bank. So click Exim, then enter. So the transactions we have entered, we entered them at 1st January 2021. That's when this company has started using the software. So I'll click on January, then enter. So this is what we have. This is Exim Bank. Date, particulars, the voucher type, debit, credit. Okay. And that's what we have. So on your right, you'll see reconcile. You'll see reconcile. When you click on reconcile, you see on the bank date, there is no any date. Here you don't have any date, bank date. We are going to set all dates. Let's set all dates to 1st January 2020, 1st January 2021. Set all dates 1st January 2021. Then you enter, and they will ask you whether you accept or yes. Whether you accept or no, you click yes. So we have reconciled. If you want to confirm that we have reconciled, click reconcile again. You'll see that there is nothing to reconcile. So that's how we reconcile. So we have reconciled our current accounts, our current bank account. So that's it. We have reconciled. So that is your question. Now this is our balance sheet, the detailed one. I can configure vertical balance sheet is what I want. So yes. Method of showing balance sheet. Let's use assets stroke liabilities, assets first. Okay, so this is your balance sheet. This is your balance sheet. Now, according to the question, you are required to place your folder place your tally folder in your folder at the desktop to save your work in your folder at the desktop. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to escape because I've entered everything. So we are done. So you quit. You quit. Now you move to the desktop. You can create a folder assuming normally you will be required to use your student numbers or registration numbers as the name for your folders. So assuming for my name is senior, my folder. So how do I? Oh, it's already there is already a folder name senior. Okay, let me use Huntington. Let me use Huntington as my folder name. So where do we find the work? I told you that as we are creating our company on the directory, we say that we are going to find our work in the local disk in the folder of tally. So we are going to find this. This work is here in this folder. So what you'll do, you will copy this folder. Don't open it, but just copy this folder. Then you paste it in the folder on the desktop, the one you've created. This is Huntington. So that folder is there. So that's the folder where your work is now. Okay, that is the folder. So that's what they will pick for marking. Okay, they will pick that folder. So you just go to local disk under tally, then you get that folder from there depending on how you named it. Then come and paste it in the folder on the desktop, as you can see. This work can be opened. What you can do, just copy this same folder. Just copy it. Don't open it. Just copy it. Just copy this folder. Just copy this folder. You can copy it. Then you take it and paste it in your tally program, your tally software. Just go and paste it there. Don't open tally. Just go to that icon of tally, then you click on it, then you paste. That work is here. I use the senior as my password, so the work will open. So now it will be available for marking. Okay. So thank you so much for learning with Senior Huntington. See you in the next video. But all in all, when you try to look at what we have done, we have just completed the full cycle, taking an opening balance sheet, recording multiple transactions in tally, and generating the final updated financial reports. Now, double entry is very, very key. You have to master the debit and credit rules, and then the rest is just procedures. That is a tool, not the tutor. The software simply follows the accounting principles you have learned in your lectures. Your understanding of assets, liabilities, equity is what makes the output meaningful. Okay? You saw how the series of transactions have altered the value of our key accounts, like the inventory, the debtors, and how these transactions have changed the company's financial position as presented in our final balance sheet. I highly encourage you to replicate this scenario yourself, use different figures, use different questions, and practice. Practical application is the fastest path to mastering in accounting. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more practical accounting sessions, and let me know in the comments what topics you would like me to cover next. Thanks for joining. I'll see you in the next video.